It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Thursday, July 9th, 2020. It's 7 a.m. And welcome Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Scooter Callis.
How are you this morning?
Good.
It's a little hot and humid again.
Yeah, well.
It's that time of year.
July.
It's that time of year.
If it was snowing, it'd make the news.
It's making my pool a nice temperature.
You got it ready to go, do you?
Got it ready.
Oh,
it
man.
is ready.
Don't you love it?
It is.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
handy to have, though.
Oh, yeah.
You out there mowing and you just get so hot, you just jump in and cool down.
Just jump in and cool off. Wow, that's nice.
It's that time of year.
There you go. Good morning. Welcome Down on the Corner program. Hope your Thursday morning's off to a great start. Down on the Corner is brought to you by your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. And the graphic is...
Yeah, the graphic is not there. I'll have to bring it back on.
Really?
Yeah.
It disappeared. Your hometown Sears store, it's on the parking lot up behind Wendy's. On the hill, it's out there with Orscheln's and out in front of Physical Therapy Connection, your hometown Sears store. Had somebody on Facebook last night. Need a recommendation for somebody to come pick up my lawnmower work on. I said, Sears, phone number, you know.
Here we go. I got it.
Hey, there it is. Yeah.
I must close
Sears,
it.
your hometown store, locally owned and operated. Jared does a great job. They've got an in-house repair shop, like we used to 100 years ago. You remember, you used to have RCA repair here and Zenith over here and Motorola and Philco and all the repair. You don't see that anymore. We talk about Jared and what all they work on.
They work on anything from appliances to lawnmowers, weed eaters, anything you've got, ovens, refrigerators, you name it, they can work on it right there in-house.
And you were saying that their lawn care equipment is Husqvarna?
Yes, all their they also offer the Husqvarna line, which is
Do that plus the
heavy
Craftsman
duty.
line?
Yeah.
Still? Yeah. So you got a choice on your lawn care equipment there.
Yeah, but that Husqvarna, that's hard to beat now.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I've got a big commercial one. I love it.
Plus, you got Craftsman Tools, Kenmore Appliances, another name brand. You'll see the ad play throughout the show. I think they have KitchenAid and other Whirlpool and other major.
They got
appliances.
a lot of major brands
So
that they carry right there in-house.
the thing about Sears is it's locally owned and operated. You can go to anywhere you want to shop, but when you spend your money at Sears, it stays right here in the North Central Arkansas.
Well, Sears hometown stores.
Sears hometown, yeah.
There's a
There's
little
a big
bit of a
difference. Yeah. It's not a corporate. It's a hometown Sears store. So check them out. The very best in home appliances, home entertainment, tools, lawn care equipment. What a mess. Home entertainment.
Anything from inside to outside the home, they have it.
There you
How's
go.
that?
Your hometown Sears store, 425-3191. They're at 1029 Highway 62 East, up on the hill behind Wendy's out there by Orscheln's and Physical Therapy Connection. And we want folks to come on in. I'm sure there's other little Sears stores, but this one here is just something special about this Sears store. I mean, it's well maintained. It's well laid out. And
It's like any business. It really depends on the owner and how the establishment is done. JR and them, they are a fun bunch of guys. They really want to take care of you, but they want you to have fun from the time you go into the store. It's cool just going in there, hanging out, talking to them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can tell they just love people. They love
That's
talking
good.
to them and working with them.
You bet. Fulton County, Ozark County, Missouri, come on down. Marion County, love to have you all stop in. Your hometown Sears store, 1029 Highway 62 East of Mountain Home. Love to have the folks from other counties stop by and visit your hometown Sears store. Locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home, Arkansas, 425-3191 at 1029 Highway 62 East. We're enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee. Hope you're doing the same thing. Brewed Awakening with 3 locations to serve you. The lobby at Baxter Regional, of course, you have to have, I think they check your temperature and stuff like that, and they limit how many people. And just follow the regulations there, and you get in and enjoy Brewed Awakening coffee there at the hospital. Or you can go to Bomber Boulevard or 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness. There are drive-thrus there, and they'll just serve you with the best service possible. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit because there'll be 3 or 4 cars in line.
Usually it's not that long, though. I mean, it may look like they have a line, but they get them through.
They get them through,
get them out.
Yeah. So Brewed Awakening Coffee, Mike and his staff do a great job at all 3 locations, Bomber Boulevard and 62 East Plaza, the drive-thrus, and just can't say enough good things about their service. And, of course, they got the mochas, the lattes, frappuccinos, and French vanilla.
They got all your foo-foo coffees.
Yeah, your
We'll just
buttered
limit it
lattes
to
and I've got a friend in Flippin that likes pumpkin spice. Really. Pumpkin spice. Yeah, to each their own. Whatever you like, they've got it. Brewed Awakening coffee.
You crack up every time you hear that. Every time you say that, you crack
I do
up.
pumpkin spice. Well, I looked at the board the other day. He's got peanut butter on there.
There you go. Somebody might like it.
Peanut butter coffee. Yeah. Anyway, Brewed Awakening coffee, the best coffee in town. Brewed Awakening is real coffee. How's your coffee? Good. Brewed Awakening is real coffee. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Brewed Awakening coffee, the very best coffee in town. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring you morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes, 29 in the state to serve you, with one in Memphis, Tennessee. In Mountain Home, you talk to Brad, Bruce, Charlotte, Chris. Anyone out there can help you. Whatever the situation may be, emergency situation, passing a loved one after an illness, or just pre-planning, whatever it may be. Roller Funeral Homes with all our respect. And I say this every day, it's not something we just put on the graphics on the television screen. This is how they do business. You know, when after somebody passes away, what do? I don't know what to do. Help. That's what they're there to do. They'll get you through a very rough time with patience, a caring spirit, understanding, loving spirit. You know, Roller Funeral Homes, they'll get you through the rough time and take care of the situation. Roller Funeral Homes, with all respect, they bring you the morning prayer each and every day. So let's pause now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, seems like no matter what we want, whatever we want to do or plan, COVID-19 gets in the way. It's so strange to have most of the year canceled because of this, but no matter what we do, the government keeps changing stuff, canceling stuff, or just wishy-washy with COVID-19. Lord, all we want is the truth and testing, the correct numbers, and the seriousness of the virus. Lord, we want the virus to end. We want our people healed. I pray you hear our prayers, but most of all, bring our nation back to God. It's not my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now,
here it comes.
Da da da.
What was that?
That was
first?
a little crack. Did you hear that?
A little?
Da 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 da. The weather.
A little?
Hey, let's see you do a better job. You want to give me a hard time? You dish it out.
I'll be flatter than an old nylon bias tire.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to let that go. You opened a lot of doors there that
You did fine.
That's what I thought.
Morning weather run by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda's the door for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Take a look at the White River. Hey, the fog's not so bad today. It's laying more down on the river than...
starting to lift up.
It's starting to lift up.
Opened it earlier this morning. It was just all solid, but it's kind
the
of
humidity and the dew point. Beautiful clear sky though above Cotter right now. You're looking into Cotter, Arkansas. Can't quite see the town, but the river's right there. Kind of comes around town. The bridge over on the left-hand side. The beautiful shot. The camera's mounted in Marion County, and you're looking into Baxter County, Arkansas, in the city of Cotter. And you can go to retiredarkansas.net and pull this up on the live webcam, and throughout the day, you can take pictures. The little icon there, the camera icon, save that to your screensaver, your desktop, send it to some friends, whatever it may be. Bob and Linda's the door of the Z-Team for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. The website is retiredarkansas.net. While you're there, check out all the listings, not only with the Z-Team and Century 21 Lemac Real Estate, but you can also enter an MLS number, the multiple listing service number. You may get a publication from somebody other than the Z-Team, and it will have like an MLS number. So you enter that on retiredarkansas.net, and it will pull up that listing, and you can see it right there at retiredarkansas.net. Maybe perhaps folks are expecting a child, we need another bedroom, or this place is too big, we need to downsize, whatever the need may be. Call the Z-Team, and they can help you starting today. Just make the phone call and say, hey, we need to talk. And the team is assembled and ready to go. You could be in Marshall, you could be in Mountain View, Arkansas, you could be in Gainesville, Arkansas, or Missouri. Give them a call, 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. The award-winning Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, and they get the awards because of outstanding customer service and how they treat their people and how well they serve, and they've been recognized for several years now through Century 21 for their outstanding service to the communities. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team for all your real estate needs, 870-405-0793. They bring you the morning weather each and every day. Right now in Mountain Home, we're at 72 degrees. Harrison at 71. It's 75 already at Batesville. 70 at Salem, 72 at Calico Rock, 72 in Flippin and Marshall, 70 at West Plains, Around the region, St. Louis checks in at 73. It's already 75 at Poplar Bluff, 73 in Springfield, and only 55 degrees in Watford City, North Dakota. And let's see, extended forecast doing a little bit different here today. We're going to be ranging from 90 to 91 degrees between now and Monday, and we do have a chance of scattered showers throughout the week. Show you the radar here in just a minute, but right now we're looking at, they said Saturday we could have some severe weather come through. I was watching Channel 3 the other night, and they said there's a possibility, so just kind of hang on to your hat on Saturday. So temperatures ranging from basically 70 to 90 plus, and Ron Hurst was saying we could even see some 100-degree days coming up later on next week. On the radar, we do have some shower activity showing up throughout the Midwest and throughout the country. We'll start, of course, in Seattle and Vancouver, British Columbia, where they always have a little bit of shower activity going on. A little bit in southeast Arkansas, over into Mississippi, Alabama, down to the Panhandle of Florida. Other than that, a lot of shower activity in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri coming through. Other shower activity in the northern part of the country, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the UP of Michigan. Okay, we'll scroll into Arkansas and see what we have here. We do have some shower activity going from Benton all the way over to Greenville, Mississippi. A little bit of shower activity around Forest City. That affects I-40 a little bit. Other than that, everything looks like it's in pretty good shape. Just a small shower southeast of Newport. And so let's see, that should affect Highway 67, I believe. Other than that, Highway 62 412 is clear across the state of Arkansas, the northern part of the state, as well as Highway 65, Little Rock to Branson. Highway 67, 167, you get the shower around Newport. Other than that, just light showers, Searcy to Beebe, and where the highway split. 167 goes to Batesville, and then 67 on up to Walnut Ridge and Pocahontas. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555, all in Arkansas clear at this time, other than a little bit of shower activity around West Memphis area on 40. Moving up into Missouri, you can see the large amount of rain in western Missouri, mainly in Kansas. It's just now starting to enter western Missouri. All the way from top to bottom, ready from Joplin all the way up into southern Iowa with this line of shower activity. It's going to affect I-70, I-49, and possibly I-44 here in a little while. The only interstate not affected right now in Missouri be I-55 going into St. Louis out of Cape Girardeau. But you can see this line of showers moving in from Bartlesville to Ponca City down to Tulsa, Pittsburgh, Kansas, Joplin, Missouri. Should be coming into Joplin probably within the next 30 minutes. Taking a look at southern Illinois, we've got I-24 coming into Paducah, Kentucky, I-57 at Carbondale. Then you got Interstate 64 East St. Louis, Illinois East towards Mount Vernon. A little bit of shower activity around Cairo, Illinois, Paducah, Kentucky. Very light showers showing up right there. Okay, heat advisories for New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, parts of Illinois and Missouri around the St. Louis area, Ohio with a heat advisory, West Virginia, New York, Vermont, and Connecticut with some heat advisories. Arkansas, Missouri with no heat advisory, other than that in Missouri and east central Missouri around St. Louis. But there is a severe thunderstorm watch. I need to pull this up because northwest Arkansas is affected here. There's a severe thunderstorm watch. It's going to affect Benton, Washington, possibly Carroll, and Madison counties. I've put in a couple more counties what they have colored. But the northwest part of Arkansas has the chance of severe weather. Checking iDrive Arkansas, we had an accident earlier here on Conway. It's not flagged now, but they still have some slow traffic to the west of Conway and I-40. It was on the eastbound lanes, and apparently it was a single car accident on I-40 that slowed some traffic. Other than that, we're in pretty good shape there in the state. Missouri Department of Transportation. Don't forget Highway 201 north out of Mountain Home turns into Highway J in Missouri. They're replacing Lick Creek Bridge. And with that, you need a detour. If you need to go to Springfield, take Highway 5 north. You need to go up to St. Louis or West Plains, take Highway 101, and either highway will take you to 160 highway. Pollen Index today is 1.8. Grasses, plankton is your culprits today. It goes from 1.8 today to 4 tomorrow. Well, that's a jump. I'm looking forward to that. How about you, Scooter?
I'm doing all right.
I'm doing pretty good, yeah. Bull Shoals Lake at 691.09. It's 32.09 feet above 659, which is the full pool. Norfolk Lake is 575.27. It's 23.27 feet above a full pool of 552. Your coronavirus update around the world, 12,197,000 cases. Recovered is 7,093,000. Only active cases is 4.5 million, with 1% being critical of 58,000. To put that in perspective, that only halfway filled Notre Dame football stadium. So mild conditions right now is 4.5 million. Around the state of Arkansas, the 6-county report: Baxter, Marion, Searcy, Stone, Izard, and Fulton. Positive tests were 109, recovered 81. That's a 74.3% recovery rate. 26 active. Your percentage of active versus positive is 0.238%. So we're doing pretty good in the 6 counties of Baxter, Marion, Searcy, Stone, Izard, and Fulton. 109 positive, 26 active, 81 recovered. 2 folks have passed away from the 6-county area. Population of 104,900 people. Oil prices today, $40.78. It's down just a little bit, just more than a dime. That's your West Texas International Crude.
Now I'm showing, we were talking yesterday morning that Sunday was going to be the bad weather day. And then...
What are you showing there?
I'm showing Friday now.
Well, yeah.
When I saw weather.com, our biggest chance is Friday now. It looks like they've moved it up. Today there's a 40.
Is that right?
And then tomorrow will be the big day. Saturday, they're only showing a 30% chance of light showers.
Well, that front may be moving in a little quicker. Yeah, it could be coming in quicker. It's so hard to predict in this part of the country. So we could have. So you're saying? Let me go back over here. Saying that they were saying that Saturday could be. So now they backed that up into Friday.
Yep.
There you go. Well, never know.
I think we moving around.
Well, I tell you, now we got the chance of these isolated showers,
Yeah, with the humidity the way it is, and the heat.
And so, I'll throw this up here on the screen real quick here. This is your tropical outlook. They're saying they could have, was it 10 or 20? I think they said they could have 10 or 20 named storms, tropical depression, hurricanes in for this season. I don't know how they can say that, but, anyway.
They got a better way of doing it than I do.
I guess, All right, we're going to take a break. We've got a good friend here to visit with for the rest of the show. Coming up after the break, Johnny Shew's going to be on, so stick around. Be right back.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
Hi, it's Bob Zadora of the Z-Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home. 7:21. I want to welcome an old friend to the TV set here, Johnny Shew. We go back 48 years. You don't look that old, Johnny.
You had to bring that up.
I had to bring that up. Johnny is now a missionary for the Baptist Missionary Association of Arkansas, and preaching over at Faith Chapel Missionary Baptist Church in Flippin. Went down a couple weeks ago and enjoyed the service. And
thank you.
I want to tell people about it. It's right across from Parkview Pizza.
Yes, on 2nd Street.
On 2nd Street, and need some people to come in the door looking
Sure.
for a nice, just a good, comfortable place to worship.
We worship, we go by what the Bible says.
Wear your jeans, wear comfortable clothes.
Come as you are.
Come as you are.
Don't leave as you are.
Yeah.
Come as you are.
There you go.
We'll leave it all there.
The coffee pot's always hot, right?
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yep.
Dark black.
There you go. So how'd you get involved with Baptist Missionary Association of America?
Well, I was a member of a BMA church and the Bridge Missionary Baptist Church in Mountain Home.
Yep.
Wonderful church. If somebody doesn't want to drive all the way to Flippin, I would highly recommend that one.
Yep.
Right here in Mountain Home, Brother Herschel Conley is a good pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Preaches the word. But anyway, I started preaching while we were there. I was the worship leader, actually.
Really? Yeah.
For several years, I was the worship leader. I felt called to preach, started preaching, and it's kind of a logical progression of things as I felt called to the mission field. I applied to be a missionary and went through all the assessments and training, and it's quite a long, drawn-out process to actually become a BMA missionary.
It's not something you could start today and finish by August 31st.
Actually, no. It took us about 11 months.
Yeah.
But my wife and I, we were accepted. We were, as of March 15th, we became BMA state missionaries.
Yeah.
Is
their headquarters in Little Rock?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yes.
Because I know General Baptist up at Poplar Bluff, Missouri.
Yeah.
They got a big building up there.
Mm-hmm. Now, the BMA of America is out of Conway.
Out of Conway?
The BMA of Arkansas's office is in Little Rock.
But see, all of my dad's family was BMA.
Yeah.
Their home church is Bethany Baptist St. Louis.
Yeah.
And I have several cousins, one uncle down at Hattieville, Arkansas, is still continuing to pastor church at Hattieville, which is just a little bit north of Morrilton and Russellville. Mm-hmm. And a beautiful little church right out in the middle of God's country. I mean, gorgeous church out there. And
the man that is over the BMA of Missouri's newspaper, his name is Hoffman. I don't know if
is it James?
I think that's right.
That's my cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Baptist Trumpet.
Yeah. Well, the Trumpet's Arkansas one. The Missouri one is, I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, what is it up there? Yeah, I used to read all the time. I think James Hoffman still does. He lives at Wentzville, Missouri.
Yeah.
Out on I-70. That's my cousin.
That's him.
Yeah. So just want to invite folks to come on out in just a nice, relaxed way,
yeah. And it's, we're about worshiping, like the Bible says, in spirit and in truth. We're not putting on airs. We're not, you don't have to. A lot of people think they need to clean up before they come to church. Well, it's just the opposite. You need to to come.
Come as you are.
You know, come as you are.
Johnny, I got to tell you this. We've been just, I don't know, I think Brent Weaver's friend of mine lives in the same neighborhood, and he's a constable here in whatever district, but came through the neighborhood and we got to talking about this. In the day, when I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, we were members of First Baptist Church, Fairview Heights, Illinois, largest Southern Baptist church in the state by attendance at the time. Wrinkles were fatal. I remember Mom would iron pants, shirts, and Dad's handkerchiefs. I mean, here's a Gary Tobar pushcart here. Okay, I mean, those handkerchiefs would be flatter than Gary's card. But not only iron it, fold it, iron it, fold it again, iron it, fold again, iron it, and then remember the crease down the middle of your breeches?
Oh, yeah. Well,
you always get the measuring tape out. Are they centered? It's like, come on.
Yeah.
You know, did you see Helen Brown at church? She had a wrinkle in her brow. You know, a wrinkle in her blouse. You know what? Just, oh my goodness.
We kind of have a joke about that. Karen takes really good care of me. She ironed this shirt, but one day she wasn't there able to help me or iron my shirt, and it was so I put on my shirt wrinkled, and someone at church was kind of looking at me, and I said, "Yeah, I had to iron my own shirt today, so I didn't."
But you know, think about this, Johnny. You got a wrinkle in your shirt, yet people will look at you. Think about that. You know, that's so degrading. It's a wrinkle in your shirt. Yeah, you know, I think I got them all out of this one. I don't know.
Well, we're more about what's inside than what's outside.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference. Yeah. You know, it really does. We had an email come through, and somebody was talking about Scooter's got what? Is that an official Mountain Home bomber?
Yeah.
Because he's coaches everything under the sun, you know.
I think all my clothing is blue.
And
bomber blue.
Well, the thing is,
90% of it.
If somebody steps in and says, "What was Scooter wearing today?" I don't know.
Yeah.
Does it make a difference?
That's right.
You know, so when you walk into the church, you don't know what's going on in that person's life.
You don't know what's going on in anyone's life. And that's the thing. We all have a past. We all have overcome things. And if we haven't overcome them yet, we all need to overcome things. And some of us need to overcome ourselves. And we want to make sure that everyone feels welcome at Faith Chapel. And
I was welcomed.
Well, I'm glad you felt that way.
I felt, you know, it was just a lot of fun. It was just a good time. You know, I can't say enough good things about it. And that's why you're here today, so we can let people know about Faith Chapel Missionary Baptist Church right across the street from Parkview Pizza in Flippin. Service time's at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Get there a little early, fellowship a little bit. Get your
we drink coffee till it starts. And right now we're doing an online service on Facebook as well as in person.
Well, the thing is, you guys got started about the time the virus hit and everything started locking down.
We got started exactly when it hit. We had our first service on March 15th.
Oh, I thought so. 2 days after they
you know, and I had preacher friends. Our state missions director had warned me and said, you know, don't get your hopes up too much on your first service because you may not have anyone there.
Yeah.
Well, so we did outreach best we could, and we had 24 people at our first service, and I was elated. I was amazed.
24, that's great.
We had 24, and then Monday they said, well, y'all can't have services anymore. So we kind of had to just back up and figure out what we could do. So the next several weeks, we just did it online. Yeah. We wanted to follow the guidelines. We didn't want to rebel against the government. You know, we're not supposed to do that. So as long as it's what we're doing is biblical.
Yeah.
So then when we were finally able to start having services again, the first service, it was me and Karen. People weren't comfortable coming, or for whatever reason, they didn't realize that we had started back or whatever, but it's been real slow since then.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the way all across the board.
It is, and that's one of the reasons I'm thankful for this opportunity this morning, is that to get the word back out there that we are having services again. We have masks, we have hand sanitizer, a lot of it. We have room to social distance from people. So
plenty of room.
And if you're still not comfortable getting out yet, we are still doing it online as well.
And there's no telling how many people you can reach online.
Oh, I know, and that's an opportunity that has been to reach people that we wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Just like this is an opportunity to reach people that we never would have. So, and we're thankful for that. And there's a lot of negative things about Facebook, about all social media. I don't mean to single out Facebook, but there are some positives too. And if it's an opportunity to, as you said, to reach people, but to show them what we are. We're about Jesus.
Sure.
We're not about ourselves. I'm not, I'm not here to promote myself. If you're coming to see me, you're going to be disappointed because, as I always say, turns out I ain't that bright. But
I always said I'm not the brightest bulb in the lamp.
Well, I'm not either, but that's not what we're about there. We're not about individuals. We're about serving the Lord. So.
Yeah. It's just a good, relaxed atmosphere, and you can just be yourself. That's what I really enjoy about it. You can just be yourself.
That's what we want.
And be we'll I was thinking, this we still got the weather pulled up here on the computer. It's hot and muggy. And back in the days, these guys would have their undershirt, shirt, tie, and coat. So wonder we didn't die.
I know. And we went to school together, or to church together, and we went to school together too.
Yeah,
but we went to church together, and when we were in high school,
over at Eastside,
at Eastside, and still a wonderful church.
Yeah.
But we go back that far. So
we go back that far. Why'd you ever do that Austin Healy?
That wasn't mine. That was. I don't know if you remember, Dale used to live across the street from me, but I had a 1960 Comet was my first car.
I remember, yes.
It was a black 1960 Comet, and it swarmed on me. And when that happened, my uncle, Gary Luck, that he had that Austin Healy. And
I didn't know that was Gary's.
He let me borrow that car for months. Is what a great uncle he was. We abused it terribly. I wasn't very
80
good.
80 miles an hour down Bauer Boulevard.
He was a much better uncle than I was a nephew. I'll say that. And but he let me borrow that car for months.
It would be me and you and David Peoples and Dennis Seats in that car. Four of us going.
It's hard to get four people in a 1960 Austin Healy Sprite. But that was a fun car.
It was a fun little car.
Yeah.
And back in the day, there was nothing on Bomber Boulevard in those days.
No. Well, I think one house, maybe.
Yeah, maybe one house, yeah. But how fast can you go today, Johnny? Oh, the day.
Don't tell all my secrets.
We better take a break before we get in trouble. More of Johnny after this.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
At MSI, they're not just another trash service. They're your friendly, family-owned and operated trash service, providing residential, commercial, and roll-off pickup. MSI offers competitive rates and services 5 counties in the north central Arkansas area. Various dumpster sizes available for commercial and accommodating you with weekly pickup for your convenience. Call Tammy or Kathy today at MSI. MSI Trash Service, small enough to know you and large enough to service you.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Vera Bradley, Urbane, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic VDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop.
Hi, I'm Benny with Ammo Dump.
At Ammo Dump, they carry new and used firearms, large supply of shotguns, rifles, and handguns. Ammo Dump will buy, sell, or trade in your item and can special order whatever you like. They also have knives, scopes, ammo of any caliber, and provide gun cleaning and restoration. Call them today for the best competitive pricing around.
If I don't have it or can't get it because they don't make it, come and see us.
That's Ammo Dump, located next to Woodman's Package in Norfolk. At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
.736, Johnny Shew's with us here today. He's pastor of Faith Chapel, Missionary Baptist Church in Flippin, Arkansas. Having lots of fun reminiscing and just talking about the new church in Flippin, where you're always welcome. It's right across the street from Parkview Pizza on 2nd Street.
Yes.
Services start at 10 o'clock in the morning. You have evening service?
Not at this time, not until we get past
all the C19?
This C19 thing and start getting our in-person services built up a little bit more, then we'll
go to Sunday night.
Then we'll go to Sunday night.
You know, Sunday night church was always a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
So, we had the youth groups on Sunday nights and, and just a lot of fun. Sometimes you'd have, like, back in the day, it's called youth choir.
Yeah.
You'd meet, like, at 5:30 and go till 6:30, and you'd run down to Fellowship Hall for a bologna sandwich or something and go back and sing and stuff.
Yeah.
But did you ever think, I mean, we go back 40 some odd years. I mean, look back, did you ever think that a virus coming out of China would paralyze a country?
No, I don't think anyone foresaw that.
It floors me, And I was talking to my uncle, texted him last night, and I said, isn't it amazing how COVID-19 healed global warming?
Yeah.
It's going. You don't hear. All you hear is C19.
Well, it's real for one, I think, but things are so sensationalized anymore.
Yeah.
No matter what they are, they're I don't want to say blown out of proportion, but they are sensationalized.
Well, I had a pastor say the government blew it out of proportion. If not them, the media,
Well, I think they feed on each other, I think. So.
But, and look at this. Here's the report right here. In the 6th county area, 109 positive. Well, we don't want people being ill. They've got 26 active, but 81 have recovered, and that's a 74% current recovery rate. And so, but you figure 104,900 people in the 6th county area, you've got 26.
Right.
Now, if you had 2,600 like they have in Northwest Arkansas, but who was it the other day? The housing, in Northwest Arkansas, they're one on top of the other.
Yeah, they're pretty crowded over there, and we're
spread out.
We're much more spread out. But the thing is we still want people that have concerns to be comfortable. We want people to take the precautions.
If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask.
That they need to, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're not wearing one here, but we're a sufficient distance apart. But that's okay too. But the thing is people need to do what they feel they need to do. And I'm certainly wouldn't make fun of someone that I see wearing a mask. I certainly wouldn't tell them that it's for no reason, because there is a valid reason.
I've been in debate after debate after debate, and Scooter's the first one to know. I'll send him a text before the dude. Well, one time I sent him a text like at midnight saying, running a fever, call Bob, fill in, because we don't want to spread it around.
No.
We've got, I think there's still more cleaning apparatus stuff over here.
We don't want to take any chances.
Don't want to take any chances.
I actually have a cousin that let me know that she was diagnosed with it.
Really?
And she's been battling it for over a month, and it's not fatal to her. It hasn't been fatal up to this point, but she has been very sick.
Yep.
So it is a very
It is a real virus, no doubt.
It absolutely
and people get it, and they're down for 2 or 3 weeks. But knock on wood that I don't get it. But.
The hardest thing for her is not being able to see her grandkids.
Oh yeah.
Oh my. She can't visit with her. She can't hug. She had a brand new grandbaby that's a little over a month old. Can't hug her new grandbaby. So
that's tough.
That's tough.
That's hard. And other things going on that Christian people take a different look at. All the riots and stuff. Unbelievable. It's just why would you tear up the belongings of somebody else to make a point?
I understand, and that's that doesn't make any sense to me. And
I don't get it, Johnny.
We went beyond protesting.
Which is
I
fine.
say we. It wasn't me. I certainly wouldn't do that. But I think they went beyond protesting, and they just kind of got swept up with the moment, and it became more than that. And you lose your cause when you do that.
Yeah.
There's no justification for that whatsoever.
And these statues, I can remember being a kid, we'd go to St. Louis, we'd go over to Forest Park, and that's a statue of blah, blah, blah. Oh, cool.
I grew up here. I've lived in the South my whole life, and I have never felt like glorifying slavery in any way.
No.
I have never felt like any statue or even the Confederate flag did glorify slavery. It was more about states' rights, the way we learned it.
Yeah.
But and
some call it Southern pride.
That being said, though, I certainly can't tell someone else how to feel.
Yeah.
I certainly can't. I have to, when someone says I feel a certain way about something, I have to respect that because that's their feelings, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
Just if I want to feel the way that I feel, I certainly have to allow someone else to feel the way that they feel. So that's how I feel about it.
And I'm a believer. I agree with that completely. I'm also a believer that you're not going to get rid of history by just erasing something and saying, hey, that's going to be removed. I mean, this is, you look at everybody's life and you've done things that you're not proud of.
Absolutely.
I'm just talking personally. But it's also built you to who you are today.
That's right.
And every experience you've had, everything, even some of your ancestors have had, has built you to what you are right now.
Yeah.
And you're not going to erase that by just saying, hey, we need to take this down and we need to eliminate this. Whatever,
because it still happened.
Yes,
no matter what we do, it still happened. Yeah,
and they say if you don't learn from it, you're going to repeat it. So, and we should learn from our history.
Time once spent is history. We have to remember. Let's not make the same mistake twice.
Absolutely.
And so, we get on social media, especially Facebook, and people argue about the dumbest stuff.
Sure. And I don't know if anyone has ever convinced anyone of anything on Facebook. I'm pretty sure they just drive the wedge a little bit deeper between them. But on a personal note, what you said, Scotty, that's what I don't want to say church, but that's what a relationship with God is about. Our past is our past, and moving forward beyond our past.
Yeah.
And becoming what the Lord wants us to be.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. It's not about staying in our past or living in our past. And that goes back to what you said about come as you are. Because I can try as hard as I want to change myself when I'm wrong about something, or say I have a problem or an addiction or something. but I can't really change myself without the help of the Lord changing me. That's just how it works. And there are a lot of good people with good intentions trying to do a lot of good things, but outside of the Lord doing it through you, oh my, you can have an impact, but you can't have the impact that the Lord can have.
And Johnny, we're putting up, Baxter County still #1 in the state with suicides, both veteran and civilian.
I didn't know that.
4 years in a row. And then, of course, we have the pain med epidemic. That's going by the wayside with COVID-19. We're not even focused on that. But I think
that's a terrible thing.
Jamie will be here, I think, next week or 2 weeks from now to talk about First Step at Baxter Regional. And it's a serious issue. We actually have a place at Baxter Regional to help people with medication addiction, and other addictions that she'll talk about.
Yeah.
But and then we have life coaches, that have to deal with people wanting to commit suicide.
Yes.
In fact, we were talking about Channel 3 back in 16 or 17. One of the pastors of First Baptist Church and I went up to Channel 3, and Steve Grant was gracious enough to allow him to have some time to talk about a program that teaches people, first responders, how to help veterans cope with what they're coping with and to avoid the suicide. And it was actually, you got 5 hours of continuing ed as a first responder. Steve Grant was very gracious in allowing Kevin Moore to come up there and talk about that program. And they had about, I think, 25 or 45 people show up for that little session, which, every little bit helps. But, people are hurting out there.
Absolutely. And those are the kind of things that we try to address, and that's what church is about. We're not perfect people. We've never been perfect people. But when you come together and help each other through what we're going through, that's what church is about. It's about Jesus said the 2 greatest commandments were love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and to love thy neighbor as thyself. Those are the 2 most important things that we as people need to do. Mm-hmm. And that's straight from the mouth of Jesus. That's not my opinion. That's out of the Bible. It's written in red. So those 2 things, if you consider, okay, what does that really mean? What does it take to love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and to love your neighbor as yourself? That occupies your whole existence. If you truly do that, you can't do anything else. And that's what being a missionary is, and that's what we're called to do. Yeah. Not to serve ourselves, but to serve God and others.
Wow. Well, there's a lot in that statement right there. Wow.
Well, that's our mission statement at Faith Chapel is love God, love others, make disciples.
There you go. And with that, we're going to take a break. More with Johnny Shew right after this.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we have installed a convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go and pick-up orders. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and ask us about our daily specials for a low price to feed the whole family. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
It takes the right gear to survive out here. There she is, Ferris. It's the best gear around. Strong as an ox. Safe as houses. Out back, there's one powerful beast. Awesome. Four-wheel suspension. Handles whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Designed to take the hard out of hard work. And deliver all the power you could need. So if you want to tackle the great outdoors, get yourself a Ferris.
Get the only mower with suspension technology at Mower Warehouse in Mountain Home, where they accept mower trade-ins, have flexible financing options, and services all brands and models. That's Mower Warehouse, located on Buzzard Roost in Mountain Home.
Driftwood Lanes. Fun happens here.
Did you know when you shop at Sears Hometown Stores, you are supporting your local community? That's right. Your local Sears Hometown Store is locally owned and operated by one of your neighbors. Their store offers the best of what Sears has to offer with the top brands and appliances, tools, and lawn and garden. They also offer great financing options that work no matter what you need. Remember to stop by your local Sears Hometown Store today and support a local member of your community.
$7:51, visiting with Johnny Shew, pastor of Faith Missionary Baptist Church, Faith Chapel Missionary Baptist. I keep throwing that, I forget the chapel part down in Flippin. And it's right across from Parkview Pizza. Everyone's welcome, 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. Come as you are, be comfortable, have a cup of coffee, visit with the fine folks there, and enjoy a fine worship service at Faith Chapel Missionary Baptist Church.
Wednesday night also we have a prayer meeting at 6,
yeah,
and then followed by Bible study. So
really,
yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, it is. But we like to pray for people. They, if you have prayer requests, you can email them to us at prayers@faithchapelmbc.com. We love praying for people, and God hears our prayers.
Mm-hmm. You know, and a lot of people, you know, Johnny, it's surprising. I'm trying to think the proper way to address this. In my day, now I go back to living in Southern Illinois and then the early days down here, the churches were packed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the churches were packed. You know, it'd be nothing wrong. Oh, we only had 600 this morning. Only had 300 this morning. You know, the churches were packed. Now it's like it's an option anymore.
Yeah, and that's a statement on society. But I've had people say, "Well, I don't have to go to church to be a Christian," and technically that's the truth. And then I had another fellow say that just hypocrites go to church. They're full of hypocrites. Well, I would say to that, well, what does that make someone that says he's a Christian but refuses to associate with Christians? We need church because we need each other. We are not
when I get
as individual
food,
as we like to think we are.
Spiritually hungry, go to church. You know,
that's right. But a lot of people feel like, and we just talked about this a minute ago during the break. A lot of people feel like they are being looked down upon or being condemned by people in church, when in fact the people in church have a past just like you do.
I'll give you an example. You don't know, I've told this story before on the air. Years ago, I was involved at First Baptist Church Mountain Home with the Soul Sneakers basketball program, and I was the announcer. And in between the basketball periods, we play music, and it wasn't just, I'd play it all. I mean, in fact, Forrest Wood come up one time after I played Patsy Cline's "Son, I like your music," and I'm, all right, Forrest,
Yeah, he was something.
He was something, and with all kinds of music. I mean, just you never know. But we only played like 40 to 90 seconds because we used it as a timer.
Right.
So I was down at Harold's Auto Parts one time. This has to be 5 or 6 years ago, maybe longer than that. It was a cold, wintry day, down there drinking coffee about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and got the other in the car and says, "Aren't you that guy that does the basketball at the church?" I said, "Well," I announced, "Oh, yeah. And here's what he told me. He said, I wouldn't mind going to that church." I said, "Well, what's the issue?" "Well, occasionally I'll have a Budweiser on Saturday night." I said, "And the problem is they're afraid that the preacher's going to say, 'You.'"
Well,
they're scared. That's not what it's about.
No,
if
it's
you want to crack
absolutely
open the
not.
Budweiser, crack open the Budweiser.
And the people in church aren't any different than you are.
No.
And I want people to know that it doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter what your past is, and it doesn't matter what you're doing now. It matters what you're doing, because the Bible says all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. It doesn't say.
So how do we get past this persona that the church is out to point you out, to embarrass you, and say, "You did this"? That's not what it's about.
That's the truth. Now, that being said, there are also those that think, well, I got saved, but I can still do everything I'm doing. Well, that's not right either, because we're also called to obedience.
Yeah.
We're called to holiness, but we can't make ourselves holy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we need church.
But I'm looking
at the thing is there is nothing that you have done or could do that God won't forgive you for.
Yeah.
And I had someone ask me, well, would God forgive somebody that's had an abortion? Absolutely.
Yeah.
He will hold you in his arms and love you if you've had an abortion.
He separates it from the east from the west.
I can't condemn you.
And that's
I don't have that
point.
power.
That's a good point. The church is not there to condemn. It's there to reach down and lift you up.
That's right. That's what we're about. Is we want you to know the love of God. We want you to know in your heart the love of God and feel that in your life, because then you're going to share that, and you're going to affect other people and help them up out of the situation that they're in.
Yeah. Wow. We got about 3 minutes before we end the show, and just more thoughts of Faith Chapel Missionary Baptist Church.
Well, as I said, we're there for you. We're there for the people that need lifted up. We're there for the people that need somewhere to go to worship, where they can feel like they're not being judged. Because, as I said, I don't have the power to judge anyone. And to be honest, if you're any worse than I ever was, you're pretty bad. But you're not so bad that the Lord can't lift you up out of it.
We're all in the same boat in that aspect. I mean,
like I said a minute ago, the Bible says all have sinned, not some of us. And there aren't any of us that are any more perfect than anyone else. We just need to trust in Jesus.
There you
go. That's what we're about at Faith Chapel.
Faith Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, Flippin, Arkansas, 2nd Street, across from Parkview Pizza. Everybody's welcome. 10 o'clock Sunday morning. Get there about 9:45, 9:40 perhaps. Have a cup of coffee and
talk, and
maybe a granola bar or something down there.
Yeah.
You know, and
fig bar. We've got a little bit of snacks there,
got a little bit of snacks.
We just hope to grow, and we hope to grow not for our glory, but for the glory of God.
Yep. Can't believe 48 years.
Oh my, I can't even.
Where did time go, Johnny?
You had to bring that up.
Think of all the great cars we've had in 48 years.
I've had some good ones.
Oh my,
Wow.
in good times in high school and stuff like that, but time marches on, so here we are. So, were you ever a big Led Zeppelin fan?
Yeah.
Were you? Yeah.
Sure.
You need to check out my collection. I got some pretty good Zepp.
Well.
What, you a Led Zeppelin fan?
Yeah.
Were you? Yeah. Yeah, I got a great record collection. What do we got? One more minute?
Yeah.
Take two. Faith Chapel Missionary Baptist Church in Flippin, Arkansas, 2nd Street, right across from Parkview Pizza. Everybody welcome. 10 o'clock Sunday morning, and then Wednesday night?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. And that's prayer meeting and Bible study?
Yes.
Lasts about an hour, hour and a half?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. It's good.
And we had a good Bible study this week. We had someone just bring questions. And we answered those questions out of the Bible, and that worked out so well, and we had such a good time. And everybody's got questions, And if you do, write them down and bring them, and we'll answer them right out of the Bible. Because if you've got a question that can't be answered out of the Bible, well, I don't know what it would be. Bible tells us how to live and gives us everything. It is sufficient for everything we need to know.
When you go to Sears and buy a new range or a dryer, it comes with the manual.
Absolutely.
I've got mine's not even laying around. I had 4 or 5 of them laying around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've even got a copy on my phone.
Yeah, I do too.
So.
Coming up on 8 o'clock, thanks to Johnny Shew for being here. Faith Chapel Missionary Baptist Church in Flippin, Arkansas, 10 o'clock on Sunday. Got to run. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for having me.